Ugh, I'm very angry. You. What? What should I say? Prepositions are very challenging in the English language. That is why in this lesson we're going to talk about prepositions. Hello, my name is Maddie from POC English, and in this lesson we're going to talk about prepositions. Prepositions are very challenging for English learners. For example, look at this sentence. I'm very angry. My father, what he did. Complete this sentence with prepositions. I'm very angry at my father, to my father, with my father. That's it. You are angry with someone. Now, I'm angry with my father for what he did, to what he did, about what he did, about what he did. You are angry with someone about something. So I'm angry with you about not listening to what I say. So angry with somebody about someone. But why? That's the point. Never ask why, because there is no reason. Just memorize the prepositions. There is no real explanation why we use with angry or about. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about the most common prepositions in the English language, but I'm not just going to teach you. To make it fun and more effective, I have created a preposition quiz for you. Now, this quiz has 30 questions. I have divided the quiz into 3 parts: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Each part has 10 questions. First, I give you a question. You will have some time to think about the answer. Then, I will explain what the answer is. That is more fun, right? Now, let's begin. But hey, before we start, if you are new to my channel and if you haven't downloaded my English booklet, you can do it for free. This book has about 400 pages of my videos' lesson summaries. In addition, you have the link to each video and a review sheet. And for my YouTube subscribers, this book is for free. To download it, simply click on the link above my head or the link in the description. And now it is time to begin our quiz. The first 10 questions are for beginner level. Ready? Let's start with question 1. He went the market. At the market, in the market, to the market. He went to the market. Generally, with the verb go, we use the preposition to. Go to the market, go to the park, go to the restaurant, go to a supermarket. Go to. Now, the past of go is went, so went to. He went to the market. Question 2 of beginner level. He lives a small town. He lives on a small town, in a small town, or at a small town. The preposition of live is in. He lives in a small town. I live in Milan. What about you? Let me know in the comments, where do you live? Question 3. I met him the afternoon. On the afternoon, in the afternoon, or at the afternoon. In the afternoon. For different parts of the day, we use different prepositions. In the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, at night, at noon. And these are fixed, so you have to memorize them. There are no reasons why. Question 4. He put his bag the table. In the table, on the table, at the table. He put his back on the table. You put something on the table, which means on the surface of the table, right? If you look at my table, I have my YouTube play button on the table. Question 5. He is sick. Let's hope the best. Let's hope on the best, for the best, or at the best. Let's hope for the best. Generally, with the verb hope, we use the preposition for. Hope for a better future. Hope for your best performance at the test. Hope for the end of all wars. Question 6. There is someone, the door. In the door, at the door, or on the door? If someone is behind the door of your house, then that person is at the door. He's not in the door. You cannot be in the door, right? And he's not behind the door. He is at the door. That is the correct preposition. Oh, I think someone's at the door. Question 7. I was born Italy. I was born in Italy, at Italy, or on Italy. With the verb born, we use the preposition in. If we want to talk about the place, I was born in China. I was born in the United States. I was born in Japan. I was born in Korea. Were you born in Germany? Were you born in India? Next question. We celebrate the New Year 1st January. We celebrate the New Year on 1st January or at 1st January? We celebrate it on the 1st of January. Pay attention, for days or dates, we use the preposition on. I was born on 28th of January. Our next lesson is on 12th February. So for dates or for days, we use the preposition on. My birthday is on Friday, 28th of January. Question 9. I live the sea. I live near the sea. I live by the sea, or both of them. That was an obvious question. Both of them are correct. You can live near the sea, which means you are in the proximity. You're close to the sea. You can walk to the sea. Or you live by the sea, which means near the sea, next to the sea. Both of them are correct. Instead of sea, you can also say the mountains. I live by the mountains, or I live near the mountains. And the last question of the beginner level. Let's see what you do. There is someone hiding the curtain. In the curtain, behind the curtain, or on the curtain? Well, the answer is behind. As you know, curtain is something that covers the windows. For example, look behind me. Here are the curtains in my room. Now, if someone is behind the curtain, it means they are hiding behind it. They cannot be on the curtain, right? And they cannot be in the curtain. So they are behind it. That's it with the beginner level of preposition quiz. How many correct answers do you have? Let me know in the comments. Now, moving on to the intermediate level. Question 1 of the intermediate level. She smiled him and he blushed. She smiled to him, she smiled at him, or she smiled on him. The preposition of the verb smile is at. You smile at somebody. If I smile at you, I'll do this. I'm smiling at you. Are you smiling at me? Yesterday, our teacher said something funny and I smiled at him. Question 2 of the intermediate level. He paid the meal and she paid the taxi. 2, 4, or nothing. The preposition of the verb pay is for. You pay for something. So, he paid for the meal and she paid for the taxi. Question 3. He insisted coming with us. He insisted at coming with us, in coming with us, or on coming with us. The verb insist means keep doing something even if others disagree, right? For example, I invite you to dinner, you say that I'm busy, and I tell you, no. No excuses, you must come to dinner with me. No excuse, I am insisting. Or for example, we go to a restaurant together and then I want to pay for the both of us. So I say, I'll pay, it's on me, and you say, no, but then I insist. Hey, I want to pay. I don't care if you're disagreeing, I want to pay. Come on, take my car. Now, the preposition of the verb insist is on. You insist on something or insist on doing something. For example, I insist on paying for dinner. He insisted on coming with us. Question 4. We want to invest the money, the stock market, on the stock market, at the stock market, or in the stock market. The verb invest means to use your money to earn more money. For example, you buy gold, and after 10 years, the value of that gold has increased. So you have invested gold. What is the preposition? In. So you invest in something. We want to invest the money in the stock market. Next question. I am always arguing. My dad, money. With my dad about money. To my dad with money. To my dad about money. You argue with someone about something, right? So I always argue with my dad about money. I always argue with my students about their homework. Next question of the intermediate level, question 6. I am writing you because I have a question. I am writing for you because I have a question. I'm writing to you or I'm writing at you. You write something to somebody, right? So I am writing this letter to you. I'm not writing it for you. If I write it for you, it means you have to write the letter, but you're lazy. So I write your letter for you and then give it to you, and then I tell you to send it to whoever you want to send it to. I write a letter to you means that I write it, dear, for example, Jack, here is your letter. And then I give it to you. So write a letter to somebody. Question 7. It depends the weather. It depends on the weather, to the weather, or with the weather. This is one of the most common mistakes I see in beginner and intermediate students. Depend to and depend with do not exist. Depend on something. It depends on the weather. It depends on you. It depends on how hard you work. Depend on something. Question 8, again, a little bit challenging. I've seen many students making mistake with this one. I am looking forward seeing you soon. I'm looking forward at seeing you soon, to seeing you soon, or for seeing you soon. This is generally used at the end of letters. Looking forward, hearing from you. Looking forward to hearing from you. Now, the reason why many students make mistake with this one is because of to and ing together. Well, we know that we have infinitive, which is to plus verb. I want to go. We also have gerunds. I like playing tennis. He hates eating chicken. But we cannot have infinitive and gerund together, right? That's right. We cannot have infinitive and gerunds together. But to, in this case, is not an infinitive. It's a preposition. And after prepositions, we must use gerund. So, looking forward to hearing from you. Question 9 of the intermediate level. We arrived the city early, but we arrived the hotel late. Arrived in the city at the hotel, at the city, in the hotel, in the city, in the hotel, or at the city, at the hotel. Which one? You arrive in the city and at the hotel. Why? For cities and countries, we use arrive in. Arrive in London, arrive in the UK, arrive in the States, arrive in Chicago. However, for places, we use at. Arrive at the hospital, arrive at the meeting, arrive at the supermarket. So arrive in cities and countries, arrive at places. And question 10, the last question of the intermediate level. Let's see what you will do. I have never complained my salary, my boss. I've never complained about my salary to my boss, about my salary with my boss, about my salary about my boss. You complain about something to somebody. So, I have never complained about my salary to my boss. If you go to a restaurant and the food is cold, what do? You will complain about the food to the staff, right? If your upstairs neighbors are very loud, you complain about the loudness to the police. Well, don't do that. Don't be a party pooper. By the way, party pooper is someone who destroys and ruins a party. And that is the end of the intermediate test. How many of the questions did you answer correctly? Let me know in the comments before we get to the advanced level. And now, let's begin with the advanced level. If you are enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, click subscribe. Let's get started with the advanced level. Question 1. I'd rather be single in a bad relationship. I'd rather be single besides in a bad relationship, 2 in a bad relationship, or than in a bad relationship. Than in a bad relationship. With would rather, we use than. I'd rather have tea than drink coffee. I'd rather travel by train than by plane. So would rather one thing than another thing. Question 2 of the advanced level. After payment, you will receive the product 3 business days. During 3 business days, inside 3 business days, within 3 business days. Within 3 business days. The preposition within means no later than or inside a time period. So if a company tells you that your product will be shipped to you within 3 business days, it means it will take no longer than 3 business days. Perhaps it can also happen in 1 day or 2 days, earlier than expected, right? So within a time period. Question 3 of the advanced level. Is he Italian? I was the impression that he was Spanish. I was under the impression. I was above the impression. I was below the impression. The correct preposition is under the impression. Impression means an idea of something. If you are under the impression, it means you have that idea. I was under the impression that London is not a good city. It means I had this idea that London is not a good city, which I was wrong. Or I was under the impression that Italian universities are not good. But when I went to an Italian university, I realized that they are very good. So to be under the impression means to have an idea about something, which is usually false or wrong or not accurate. Question 4 of the advanced level. I've put a lot of effort this project. I've put a lot of effort inside this project, into this project, or with this project. The correct preposition is into. You put effort into something. This is a collocation. It's a fixed phrase. put effort into something or put effort into doing something. I took the IELTS exam, so I put a lot of effort into preparing for the test. Question 5 of the advanced level. His teaching fee is $50 hour. 4 hour, per hour, or by hour? If you are talking about a unit, you need to use the preposition per. He charges $50 per hour. It means for every hour that you spend in his class, he will get $50. Or if you are driving on the road, perhaps you are driving at 100 kilometers per hour. It means in each hour at that speed, you will go 100 kilometers. Those questions were challenging, right? If not, I want to make it even more challenging. Let's get to 5 questions of C2 level. Ready? Let's start with the first one. Question 6. Diana showed a complete disregard her own safety. Disregard of her own safety? Disregard for her own safety or about her own safety? A disregard for her own safety. What does disregard mean? It means not caring about something or ignoring something. The preposition of disregard is for. For example, what amazes me is her complete disregard for anyone else's opinion. Her complete disregard for anyone else's opinion, which means he doesn't care about other people's opinions. That was challenging, right? Let's get to the next question. Question 7. The athlete dropped out of the race the early stages of the competition. In the early stages, from the early stages, until the early stages. And the correct preposition is in the early stages, which is a collocation of the word early. In the early stages of something means the first of something or the start of something. For example, the disease is still in the early stages. It means it is the start of the spread of the disease. Question 8 of the super advanced level, you can clearly notice the outlook of author life. The outlook of author of life, about life, on life. And the answer is on. Outlook on something. But what does that mean? An outlook of someone is a person's way of understanding someone. It is the perspective of someone. It is the ideas of someone, the way someone sees something. The preposition of outlook is on. For example, he has a fairly positive outlook on life. It means he views life in a positive way. So outlook on something. Question 9. I think it is necessary to raise awareness, racism. Raise awareness for racism, about racism, of racism. You raise awareness about something, about an issue, which means you make other people more aware of something. For example, the guidelines are an important tool for raising awareness about current management thinking. Raise awareness about something. And question 10, the last question of C2 level and the last question of this test. As the owner of the company, the burden to compete with other companies is you. The burden is on you, for you, or at you. The burden is on you. Now, burden means something heavy. If the burden is on you, it means you have to carry that heavy item. This is metaphorical, of course. If the burden of something is on you, it means you are responsible. What is the preposition of responsible? Responsible of. No. You are responsible for it. So if the burden is on you, you are responsible for it. And that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you haven't taken notes, watch the video again and take notes of the prepositions that you have learned in this lesson. Don't forget to practice them. See ya!